What's happening, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of Quarantine Convos, and this one was submitted yesterday regarding hobbies, pastimes, and what to do to kind of be productive while we're all under quarantine. So I'll give you guys kind of my personal, like what I'm doing, and then give you guys my thoughts on what you guys can do and that kind of stuff. So first and foremost, I'm doing my best to honestly not have too much downtime. I'm not one to relax. That's always been like an issue of mine, even when it's time to relax and like sit down and watch TV or watch a movie with Carrie or something like that. I'm always one to struggle with that, and I just feel like sometimes I didn't earn it, or there's always something that can be done. There's always work that can be done. You can be doing something. You can be doing this. Sorry, that was a dog hair that I just snatched casually. But there's always like something I could be doing, whether it's regarding my business or my clients or myself. And I would just want to say quickly that this is a time when you can relax, and don't be afraid to relax, and don't feel guilty about, sitting back and turning your phone off and, playing video games or watching Netflix or whatever. Like, this is a time when there's a lot of chaos in the world, and that can be super beneficial to people. To be able to just kind of check out for a little bit and relax. So that's quickly what I want to touch on. So for myself, like a lot of my time right now has been spent doing like these videos. I've been getting a podcast up every day, so filming those, editing those, getting those uploaded. That takes time. Obviously, I still work with clients, so there's client work that can be done. And then on top of that, like just creating content for my business when it comes to like Instagram, Facebook, obviously you're on YouTube. That stuff takes time. It takes energy to think of and edit and create. And that's stuff I like doing. So I would be doing that regardless of if I was under quarantine or not. So now I just have a little bit more time to put into that stuff, and I can put more stuff out. So it really is situation depending. So for me, because I genuinely enjoy doing this stuff and I want my business to grow and succeed even in these hard times, I'm gonna put effort into that regardless. And I'm gonna create videos and create photos and posts and network and reach out to people and have conversations, that kind of stuff. So it all depends on kind of the situation you're in. Outside of that kind of stuff, if I am, looking to do something in the downtime, I'm a big podcast listener. So even when I'm like prepping food or doing my cardio, I'm usually listening to some kind of podcast. Typically it's bodybuilding, training related, but also like I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan's podcast just because of the different perspectives and people he brings on, and I'm very into psychology, so that kind of information is super cool to me. Obviously listening to stuff about the coronavirus and what medical professionals' take on everything is and that kind of stuff, so that's super interesting to me. I do play like a little bit of video games. I'm not overly good at many of the popular ones, so most of the people that are in my circle, it's like Xbox or PlayStation, and it's Call of Duty, it's Grand Theft Auto or Fortnite or whatever. Like, I'm not that kind of gamer. I like my Nintendo, so Mario, Pokemon, Super Smash Bros. Those are the games that I enjoy playing just because that's what I grew up playing, and I didn't really get into video games when, Call of Duty, Halo, all those, Grand Theft Auto was like huge. That wasn't what I was into. So I have a Nintendo Switch and I have a little like Game Boy, so I might sit back and relax and play that for a little bit, but I do have a pretty short attention span when it comes to that stuff. Like if I'm just playing by myself, I get bored pretty quickly. So if I had like friends to play with, then I could probably kill a couple hours, but since it's just me, Carrie's not the best video gamer, so we don't play together, so I might do that for a little bit. I do play guitar. So I have caught myself a few times just kind of sitting around and jamming on the guitar a little bit. Walking the dog, that's obviously a hobby of mine that takes up at least probably an hour and a half of my day. We walk him in the morning, we walk him at night. So that's time spent doing that. As far as like other outside hobbies or interests, I don't really have much, in all honesty, guys. When it comes to like fitness, bodybuilding, training, coaching, like that's kind of my life in a nutshell. So much of my time is spent in some form or another in that realm. So yeah, for you guys, like I mentioned, don't be afraid to relax and just do things that are mindless. But I also think we all have plenty of time that we can work on stuff to make us better as people, and then work towards our goals, right? So whether it's reading books or listening to podcasts or networking with people and having conversations and reaching out because you have time to do so. I think that's super valuable, and we have more time to do that, so that would be definitely a recommendation of mine for sure. Another thing that I want to touch on, and this kind of hit me last night, was reaching out to family. I think that is really important right now, especially because we're not supposed to see them, and that can be tricky. I know for me personally, I'm an only child, for you guys that may not know that. And my relationship with my parents is very, very good. We have a very solid relationship. They're very much invested in me and my life and how everything's going with me, and vice versa. I genuinely have a very good relationship with them. So to not see them is hard, and it's tricky sometimes. So last night we actually did a video call, like just on Facebook Messenger, and probably had like a 25 minute conversation. Just catching up on everything and shooting the shit as if we were sitting right there at the dinner table together, and that was really nice. And we both had commented that we want to do that semi-regularly, even like every 2 or 3 days, just because like chatting on the phone is nice and convenient and stuff, but you don't have that kind of visual, and you're not in the same room together, but you can see each other, so you can see each other's body language and facial expressions and that kind of stuff, and that's really nice. And I think right now is a time that if you have friends or family that you can reach out to and connect with and reconnect with, then I think it's a good time to do that. We all have access to Skype and Facebook Messenger, and now Instagram too. You can video call on Instagram, so you have means to reach out to one another and communicate and make sure everybody's doing all right, because I think this is a time where that's really important, to make sure people are doing good. Everybody's struggling right now in different ways. Everybody's got their own struggles, and some are because of the gym closing, or some are because they're struggling financially, or because they're out of work, like all these other things. So just to have that conversation and that connection with people, I think is really important. So I would encourage you guys to make an effort into doing that. As far as like other hobbies and pastimes, this is in my area of expertise, just because I am so consumed in bodybuilding and coaching, and my career as an athlete and that kind of stuff. I don't do a whole lot else. I really don't. When I do have any downtime, it's spent with Carrie doing stuff together, when it's making dinner or watching a movie on the couch, and just kind of making sure our relationship is solid too. So even when the option could arise to sit and play video games or sit and read a book or whatever like that, I would rather not do that stuff and just sit with her and even just have conversations and shoot the shit a little bit and talk about life and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I know this may be not as exciting as the other two quarantine combos that I've posted, but this was something that was submitted to talk about, so I figure I'll try to answer as much as I can, because these videos are going to go up every single day, so at least this is a subject matter for today's video. So hopefully tomorrow's is a little bit more entertaining for you guys. But if you guys have any comments on this subject matter, comment below, because I'm sure people watching this we're all in the same boat for the most part. We're all stuck at home and isolated from people and from potentially doing things that make us happy. So finding different hobbies and different pastimes to take our mind off the situation and continue to make self-improvement, I think that's important. So yeah, another episode down, guys. Episode 3. If you guys like this episode, be sure to give it a like. If you didn't like it, don't dislike it, but maybe don't like it either. Don't dislike it though, that's not cool. Subscribe to the channel, because we've just surpassed 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. That's a goal of mine this year, so you guys can kind of see the edge of the whiteboard there. I got my goals written up on the whiteboard, so I can check that one off under business goals, because that was cool. 10,000 Instagram followers. That's the next goal. So I got 1,000 on YouTube, which was sweet. 10,000 on Instagram, so I can get the damn swipe up feature, so I can like link these videos into Instagram. That's the goal. Anyways, I'm rambling now. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.